a meticulous idiot savant picking his way through manuscripts and page proofs with a sharp pair of tweezers. An overzealous egghead, if you will, possessed of an uncontrollable urge to ferret out and strike down civilization's unending parade of punctilios, peccadillos, and preposterous bad grammar. By night, a frustrated schoolmarm, face pressed close under failing lamplight, working in a ledger book, keeping a tally of mankind's ever-burgeoning legion of grammatical blunders and faux pas. He's a fiend on the loose in the big city.
A grammar freak armed with a .38 caliber revolver and a Webster's dictionary who will stop at nothing.
Not even murder, to make the world a safe place for serious commas.
So, okay, maybe he takes his grammar just a little too seriously.
The police have been mobilized.
A plan has been hatched.
But time is running out.
Lock your doors and bar the window, my friends, for the night is young and each and every one of us may be only one misplaced modifier away from the wrath of this grammar-obsessed freak. Night in the Proofreader by Ronald Mitchie.
And then, one night, it happens. The proofreader has had about all he can take, and armed with a collegiate dictionary and a loaded .38 caliber revolver, he stalks off angrily and wild-eyed into the night, intent on making the world a safe place for serious commas. Down at the local precinct house, things have already begun to get ugly.
Pinned to the dead woman's lapel was a note. It was the copy of a letter she had written to the local newspaper. Only the spelling and punctuation had been tampered with. 5 will get you 10. This killer had it in for the woman's grammar. What we've got on our hands is a case of death by red pencil.
The police were mobilized. Task forces were set up. Libraries and schools were staked out, but 2 days later, the maniac struck again.
I'll just go turn on this paper I've been working on for night school. That laugh. Who are you? Never mind. Over there, against the wall. You must be crazy. Do as I say. Yeah, I'm crazy, all right. What is this anyway? What is this? This is what it is. Before I give it to you, I want to point out a couple of things. First, in either-or constructions, the subject after the last or determines the number of the verb. You missed a couple of commas around these parenthetical expressions, and your spelling is downright atrocious. What do you have to say for yourself? Holy spit!
Sergeant, I saw him clear as day. He had a crazed-looking maniac in his eyes, and he was spouting about all this grammar nonsense.
There's nothing a lunatic of that ilk won't stoop to, Mrs. O'Shaughnessy. I've known these grammar freaks to kill for less. Well, at least we know what we're up against. If we're going to get him, we'll have to use all of our ingenuity. All right, here's what we're going to do. We contact one of the newspapers, plant a front-page story that is chock full of bad grammar. The maniac sees our story, and we've got our man.
You idiots, I'm going to sue you for every dime you're worth. Trying to use me as bait for some lunatic? What am I going to do? Keep the reporter under 24-hour surveillance? You can just tell this nut for me that we have our own rewrite people to leave us alone. Stop sending me corrected copies of my newspaper. If you ask me, some people need to get a life.
Several nights later, under cover of darkness, the proofreader struck again. This time, the victim was a middle-aged reference librarian who dared live off to him when confronted with a series of bizarre grammatical questions. The authorities were growing frustrated and restless.
You see, with a note like this, enough is never enough. If you put in a comma, he decides you didn't need one. If you leave one out, he wants you to put one in. You can't win with these kooks. They simply fail to understand that life is full of gray areas. What worries me is, what if he decides to take his act on the road? What if he gets bored with the local papers and goes for bigger fish? What if he decides to target the book publishers? Better contact the book houses, get a list of all recently published grammar titles, and put the authors on alert.
As fate would have it, 4 new grammar titles have been released that spring. 2 of them were rehashes of the earlier works, but the other 2 were quite provocative. How to pick up women using bad grammar, and give me apostrophes or give me death. Meanwhile, in a rented flat down by the railroad tracks, under glare of lamplight, the proofreader's fiendish eyes pored over a grammar text with the aid of a magnifying glass, looking to pick up pointers.
A number has, but the number has. Commas inside quotes, yes, yes. Double negatives, a no-no. I before E is sucked after C. A stitch in time saves 9. Help me, somebody please help me before I kill again.
But it was already too late, for now the fiend donned hat and overcoat, and armed with a revolver and lurid red pencil, stalked off yet again into the night. But before he would seek to kill again, he would stop by his friendly local neighborhood bar for a drink.
Hey, how about some service around here?
Take it easy, buddy. Take it easy. Ain't seen you around here before.
You mean you haven't seen me around here?
Yeah, whatever. So what's it gonna be?
3 fingers of the raw stuff, and I mean really give it to me.
Oh, we got a drinker on our hands, huh? All right, 3 glasses of the raw stuff coming right up.
Hiya, baby. What's new in the big town? Mind if I slide in? I was beginning to get a little lonely in here all by myself, but by the look of things, my days of loneliness are over. Now this is what I call a real man.
You're pretty ambitious, aren't you, baby? What do you say we take this outside?
Sure. Pretty dark out here, huh?
Yeah, it's dark, all right. How about a kiss?
You're pretty sexy, aren't you? I've been waiting for a long time for a man like you. Someone who likes to play rough. Someone who's not afraid to split his infinitives. How's about a little more of that and some extra to go on top? Another one like that and I could forget about my old man real fast.
Your old man?
You don't have to worry about him. He's a jerk. He don't care about nothing.
You mean he doesn't care about anything, and apparently neither do you. So long, baby.
Help! Help! It's him with the grammar freak. Somebody help!
But her cries fell on deaf ears, as now the fiend gripped her firmly by the throat, bringing to bear the thunderous force of hands that had corrected more than their fair share of bad grammar. In a moment, she slumped to the ground.
I before you, baby. I before you. Ha 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 ha!
But this poor, unsuspecting creature had only been the table setter for the evening's course of events, as now the grammar fiend boarded a bus that would transport him into the big city and deposit him at the doorstep of one Abraham Whiffleapple, author of the best-selling How to Pick Up Women Using Bad Grammar. Meanwhile, downtown news of the common freak's latest misdeeds slapped the police sergeant in the face like a wet piece of halibut.
He won't get away with it. I'll put a stop to that fiend if it's the last thing I do. If there's anything that really gets my goat, that sticks in my craw, it's the acts of a perpetrator.
A perpetrator who even now laughed out loud as he thumped along through the sinister night.
All right, what about the book houses? Better check up on those authors.
Meanwhile, a dark figure steps off the bus. A crazed maniac in the New World Order, he imagines a society fleeced by grammar cups where no grammatical misdeed goes unpunished.
Dum 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 dum. Knock knock knock.
Yes?
Grammar policeman, open up.
I think it's the police. What could he want?
I don't like this any more than you do, ma'am. I could be home playing canasta. This is a summons for a court appearance. The infractions are checked off on the back.
Jaywalking in crowded paragraphs, failure to react in a no parking zone? What is this?
Trouble, ma'am. It's got your name and address written all over it.
But...
I'm going to book you.
Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, you missed one. Running a stop sign.
What do you mean I didn't run a stop sign?
Periods, ma'am. You remember them. They come at the end of sentences. You left one out. Sorry, we've all got to play by the rules.
But...
Otherwise, there'd be chaos, ma'am. I'll be seeing you.
Indeed, the proofreader could only dream of such an eventuality as now he stepped off the bus into the shadows, searching for a door number in the sinister night. Within resided one Abraham Whiffleapple, author of the best-selling How to Pick Up Women Using Bad Grammar. An unsuspecting Abraham Whiffleapple, one might add, who even at this very moment was hard at work striking a blow for men everywhere who prefer their syntax fast and loose.
Nice, George. Very nice is the way I would describe this, babe. But in no way prepared to give me the time of day. That's where my fire system of bad grammar comes in. You feed her a ride with really mangled grammar, pow, you've got her hooked. She got to correct you, you've got her every time. Works every time, George, I swear. You think I'm a best-selling author for nothing? Just wait a minute. I'll call you back. Who the heck are you?
I'm the avenging angel of proofreading, and you're about to pay the piper.
What is this?
What's the matter? Getting a little nervous?
How did you get in here?
That's